Welcome to another episode of Crime Pays a Botany Dozen. I am urinating freehand right now. It's just letting it go. Just letting it go. Feels nice this way. We're here at Kissimmee Prairie, which is an incredibly beautiful habitat type. Much different from the sand scrub, but somewhat similar. Down here in the Orlando area. I even hate saying the word Orlando. I just think of just wretched fucking car I'm not even going to get into it. Don't even get me started. You know, there he goes. He's going down a vortex, already ranting again. You can see this habitat has high diversity of grasses. We got Serenoa repens. Of course, we got Carfivoreth, that pink flower. Also got Liatris quadriflora, just, you know, barely visible from 10 feet away because it's so narrow. You can see it right there. And the only reason all this stuff is flowering now is because it was burned in June, okay? It was only burned 6 months ago, well, 4 months ago. Just intoxicating to be out here. You can see the substrate is sand. We have a number of cool plants out here. For all the Andropogons, we got Andropogon cabanicei, which is that tall bastard right there. You know, it's wispy. Oh, it's still got the anthers. It's still got the dongs hanging out. Then we got Andropogon capillipes, which is that icy blue bastard right there. Look at that. There's like 3 or 4 different species of icy blue, highly waxy Andropogons. What a banger. God damn it, that's like, tell me it's not a nice bunch grass. Tell me it doesn't, if you're allergic to grasses, figuratively speaking, tell me that doesn't make you want to get into them a little bit more. Huh? We got this guy right down here, Hypoxis juncea, because it looks kind of like a juncus. The foliage does, at least. It's the cool monocot. We even got some oaks, some little scrub oaks. Quercus minima right there, which gets tallest a meter. I haven't even seen it that tall, though. Mostly where I've been seeing it the last couple of days, it's only been 18 inches tall. If that forms a nice little colony on the sand, just like our Quercus havardii in the dunes in West Texas. Turning around, you can see we got plenty of that shiny glabrous leaved thing that almost looks like a Lionia. That's Ilex glabra. A relative of yerba mate and holly in the family Aquifoliaceae. You can see it's quite abundant here. And we got Solidago fistulosus as well, the golden rad. High diversity, and again, dependent on fire, like so much of Florida. So much of Florida. And if you drive around, you're driving through the back roads here, you're looking at some of the habitat, you see so much fire suppression, it's mind-boggling. The woods look like shit. They get choked out. If you do not burn, the woods will get choked out and they will look like shit, and then you will get a major fire eventually. You can't get around it. It gets too hot and it can get too dry here, especially on this sand where everything drains so fast. You can see the evidence of fire in there, blackened soil, probably some nice carbonaceous material as well. Oh, who we got hanging out on that Liatris? Little skipper. So what is it? What is it thing? God, it's incredible though. It's so incredible to see this habitat. Oh, look, we got a Xyrus. Is that just Caroliniana? Oh, that's a nice one over there. It's like a little cone, like a little involucre. More of that scrub oak everywhere. And this little dandelion-looking composite with really non-dandelion-like leaves. It's not, I mean, it's in the same family as dandelion, but totally different stuff. I mean, look at those silvery leaves. This is Pityopsis. Pityopsis tracei. Almost looks like a grass. With that parallel venation in the leaves, you get some white fuzz. And then this one's not blooming yet, but these guys are. Pityopsis, most of the species I know like sand. They like sand, they like it hot and dry. Multiseriate phylaries. Look at all those green spiky bracts on the side of that involucre, which again is just the vase that holds the flowers. God, look at these Liatris. Oh my God. Liatris diversity down here is nuts. Look at it. Tell me that don't look nice. Tell me that don't look nice. You need the fire to get that. You want that, you got to have the fire. The whole fire dependence thing, you know, it took Europeans when they got here. It only took them a few centuries to pick it up and realize that these habitats need fire. You know, burn, everything starts declining. Plant and animal diversity declines. I think a lot of the fire awareness in Central Florida originally started because, or maybe it was North Florida, it was at Tall Timbers Research Station, you know, in the 70s. These hunters were trying to figure out why the quail populations were going down. They couldn't figure it out. They couldn't crack the code. right? Not quite bright enough to crack the code. Just couldn't, you know, it'd been the native people that lived there for centuries, for millennia, had been burning for a long time. But, you know, the Europeans that came couldn't figure it out. They hired some guy to check it out, look into it, figure out what was going on, investigate. He figured out it's because all these plants are fire dependent. They're fire dependent, and you can see some of the seeds need smoke to germinate, or they have, you know, big basal burrows they resprout from. And you look at what's around you. You see how, you know, that Andropogon seed. You look at what's around you, and actually that might have been Aristida, which is right there. Look at what's around you. You see that, oh yeah, it kind of becomes common sense that these habitats would burn. They just get so hot and so dry, especially on the sand. Look at that Pityopsis is getting tall as hell now. I think there's a mosquito biting my ass. But, you know, you come out here and how would it not go up? You know, it's a tinderbox, and especially once the fuel starts building up. Anyway, the point is, short end of the story, they realize that it fucking needs fire. You don't get fire, everything starts declining. Fire is integral to the health of much of the Central Florida landscape. And the reason that the fact that we've suppressed fire for so long is why so much of it looks like shit. Just overgrown, smothered woods. And you add invasive species on top of that, holy hell. The woods will get away from you. Look at Andropogon cabaniceae. The 6-foot tall grass, got them dongs hanging out, those little anthers hanging out, the spikelets still. Oh, those are stigmas at the base though. See, you got anthers. You got the anthers up top, those brown anthers, and you get the stigmas coming out right there. The little fuzzy shits. Look, it's got Christmas colors. Getting ready for the holidays. Personally, I like Halloween the most, but you know, fuck it. Any chance to celebrate. You ever ruined Christmas? We've gone through this before. See, you got red stems and green stems. That's a fucking great grass. Wonder how deep the roots go. Probably deep as shit. Holy shit, what is that? Is that what is that over there? Look at that, just a massive pink bloom up there. What is that? Is that liatris or is that carfivorous? Let's get over there. Let's go check that out. God, fucking love prairies. Ever wonder what a South Florida prairie looks like? Pyrodiversity, it's called. Get with it, fuckface. You got Euthamnia, Graminifolia, Solidaga relative, bunch of Quercus minima all over the ground here. And look how weird the carfivorous looks when it's emergent. Look at that stalk. Stevia tribe, Joe Pyeweed tribe. Oh, that's cool. We got Elephantopus, of course, which is a Vernonia relative. There's the basal rosette, Elephantopus elatus. And there's those flower heads. It's a head of heads. Each one of those little tubes is its own flower head, grouped together in this like pseudo-involucre thing. Oh, that's the most adorable shit I've seen all morning. Look at that guy. Hanging on to carfivorous. Are you comfortable? It looks pretty comfortable. It's pretty adorable. Look at that nice rosette. Nice basal rosette they got. Look at the carfivorous carnotha. She's just hanging out in there. Look at it. The flower's barely open yet. But look at the basal rosette. It looks like it looks like some sort of weird, monocot, like one of those neotropical. What family am I thinking of? I can't spit it out. You know, it's related to grasses. That's what that rosette looks like. Comes to that little point. You know, for an amphibian, you got some tolerance, buddy. You really do. Little green tree frog. All right. All right, have a good one. See you later.
Really good at filling in that space.
So this is Schizachyrium stoloniferum. It's a little blue stem relative. And stoloniferum because it's stoloniferous. It spreads by rhizome, and so this might all be the same genet. This might all be the same clone. Holy shit. And then I was told that what looks like a wonderful monoculture of those pink blooming asters, the liatris and the carfivorous, that looks like that because not many grasses got established, and that's due to the fact that they did a March burn instead of a June burn. So March is really hot and dry here. They're just like mainland Mexico, right? We're almost on the tropics, so you've got that kind of wet and dry season thing going on, and it was so hot and dry you burn during March. That's when a lot of the grasses are just kind of hanging in there, and then they start getting going afterwards. Once the rain picks up, you destroy all those, you burn them, and you're going to get the composites mostly thriving. So I kind of like that. I want to go check that out later. Okay, I shouldn't say destroyed. The grasses aren't destroyed, they're just held back. Remember, monocots have those fibrous roots, whereas a lot of those composites have those fleshy pink taproots, more storage in them, so they got a one up. Right here we got Hypericum myrtifolium, another St. John's wort, doing that whole auriculate sessile leaf thing, no petiole, very waxy foliage. I tend to see a lot of foliage like that display in nutrient-poor soils. I see it in Brazil, South Africa, Western Australia, Minas Gerais, Brazil. And so, not surprising, this is very nutrient-poor sand. So we got a couple different things here. This is Carpiferous subtropicanus, which I guess was lumped in with Odoratissimus, Carpiferous Odoratissimus, but it looks noticeably different to me. And yeah, it turns out it is, I guess it's a valid segregate. Look at those flower heads. God, I can't get enough of that. It looks like sugar crystals on the sides of those maroon involucres. And then over here we got Heraceium megacephalon. Where does shit that go? Right? Little chicory relative, little dandelion relative. Look at those 5 teeth on those yellow ligules. All ligulate flowers on the center there. Green stems, and then there's a little, look, they're hairy at the bottom. And then there's a little rosette down at the base. Sand. There's so much composite diversity here. It's wild. It's nuts. Like the Elephantopus vernonioides is flowering. Look at that fuzzy capitulum. Jesus. How many florets per capitulum? 4 or 5 or something? Look at this. We got this whole flat of Quercus minima. You get Quercus eleatii out here as well. Just has a simple and entire leaf. Oh, it's recessive allele time. Look, we got a white liatris. It's recessive, but it's in the population. It's there. I only saw this one. You know, someone just saw another one over there, like half mile back. But this is the only one. This is the first one I've seen. It's nice. Lays dormant in the population until something starts selecting for it and puts the pink flowers at a disadvantage. You know, say that whatever pollinates the pink flowers, some bee goes extinct or something, then there's less stuff pollinating the pink flowers, and a moth starts selecting for this. And there you go. Soon enough, given enough time and enough genetic turnover, enough generational turnover, now you got a white liatris. It could happen, you know. It could happen. Probably not going to be. I'm just saying, you know. That is wild. Look at that. That's a solidago. What selects for this spire? It just must be the heat. Solidago virgata right here probably has a massive underground storage organ like most of the eudicots here. Most of the non-grass plants there. There's the leaves, the cauline leaves. And then you get up above that Serenoa layer and it just they become highly reduced until all you've got is this just tiny little spike. I mean, it's not tiny, but filiform little spike. Easy to miss if you're standing 10 feet away from it. Love to see it when it's going off. Yeah, that is wild, man. It's in bud still, not going off, but god damn it. You get the idea. It's doing the same thing. It's converging on the same form the liatris are converging on. Now this is cool too. This is another Quercus species, another scrub oak. Look at that mint green foliage. Mint green foliage and those white undersides, yellow veins, white undersides. This is Quercus eleatii. God damn, the fucking diversity here is nuts. And we got a Galactia species, Fabaceae, Galactia eleatii, climbing up it. Little bean. There's that Ilex glabra. In the center, Euthamnia graminifolia as well. That's a beautiful oak. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Wonder how tall it gets at its max. And probably probably this is all the same clone, all the same genet. Look at this. Fire-following mushrooms. You get a lot of mushrooms coming off of Serenoa. At least I've noticed. Look at that cap texture on that. That should be diagnostic. The hell is... Oh, look, you can see where it was leaving spores behind. Check that out. Oh, yeah. What are you? I've seen so many mushrooms coming off a burned saw palmetto. Man, this thing is something else. Lilium catesbaei, also known as the pine lily. It's wild. You know, this is October and you got lilies going off. Look at that, obviously butterfly pollinated. Look at that. Look at those stamens. They just come right up, and then you got that three-lobed stigma up top. Oh, there's all juicy pollen. Speckled perianth. You know, when I was really into a lot of the cool lily family members when I was living out west, because they're all seasonal out there. You get the fritillarias first, and the calochortus, and you get the liliums coming up after that. They're all seasonal because you get those dry summers out west. Here, where the summers are wet, you know, get rain during them. It's not the summer's not the driest season. I guess seasonality doesn't matter anything. Maybe you wouldn't see this in winter. I don't know. But you got a bulb in the ground, and this is another fire-dependent species. Fire or you know, mowing, I guess, could do the same thing. You just need some disturbance, but it evolved with fire. And look at those petals too. They got that tube. Look, they fuse into that little tube down there. I'm guessing that's where the nectar is. God, that thing is a banger. You know, I've known about this for a while. I've never seen it, though. It's about the tallest I get, maybe a little bit taller. Out here on this prairie. This sand prairie, fire-dependent sand prairie. So this, right here, you can see it right there. That's Lilium aromaticum. Oh, look at that glaucous blue on there. Also known as toothache grass. Which is, you know, I got some in my mouth right now. It's a very, gives you kind of like a tingle. Kind of like xanthoxylum. It's another truly fire-dependent grass. Oh, look at that. Look at that beautiful. Yeah, it's right next to the burned saw palmetto. You can really distinguish it by these curly Q eyelash-looking inflorescences. See that? Oh, that is beautiful. And then it's got that blue color. Oh, yeah, it's got kind of a tingling. I got some in my mouth right now. It's kind of, it tingles. It tingles. Or that could just be the fact that I ripped my pants open on my ass. My plumber's crack is just getting absolutely destroyed by mosquitoes. I have mosquito bites on my perineum. How the fuck do you do that? Anyway, Lilium aromaticum. Catenium. Here's a cool one. Crotalaria marittima. Little bean flower. You can see it. Oh, look, it's very, very hirsute. Yellow flowers. Caterpillars destroyed that Lyonia. Got a nice gopher tortoise burrow here, which sometimes you'll find eastern diamondbacks hanging out near. You know, the tortoises dig them, and then maybe they move on. They go somewhere else, and a diamondback moves in. Would love to see one. Beautiful snakes. The little Zorro eye band. Oh, Kogan grass. Horrible invasive. Yeah, this shit's taking over. It's behaving like an invasive, you can tell. Jesus. Ah! What is it? Cylindrica? What is it?
Imperata cylindrica.
Imperata. This Serenoa has some of that blue glaucus in there. Yeah, it feels wax here too. It's definitely got more wax. We got Helianthus angustifolia with those narrow leaves. A wonderful sunflower with those narrow leaves and very distinct leaf textures on it. And in Texas, when I've seen this species, it's had brown disc florets, but this you see here, they're yellow. Beautiful spiral right there in the center of that. Flip it over, look at the phyllaries. Oh, you got those hirsute hair, those hispid hairs, excuse me. And again, those narrow leaves. It's fucking hot out. It's not as hot as it could be, though. So this is cool right here. This is a species of Eryngium, and it's basically a variety of Eryngium yuccifolium. Eryngium yuccifolium cincatum. You can see it's got erect leaves. You know, the plant known as rattlesnake master from further up north here. Look at the wax on those leaves. Oh, God, they're much more stiff. Much more stiff and spiny. Almost like a saw palmetto. Wonder if this has gotten species rank yet, or if they're just listing it as a variety or what. But it definitely looks different to me. You can tell it's yuccifolium. There's yuccifolium in there, but it's been selected for more defense against herbivory, much more rigid leaves, and of course a more stressful, nutrient-poor environment than the prairies of the Midwest. Oh, there he goes. He's going to go inside his little hole. Oh, he went inside. He lives in a tube. Little gator, he lives inside the tube right there. Woo, it's getting hot. Midday. Anyway, you can see it's all wet right there. But we got giant plume grass here. So many nice grasses. Erianthus giganteus. That's a beautiful grass species. About 7 feet, 8 feet tall. Look at that. On a seed already, but Used to be in the genus Sacrum. Oh, look at this Pontidaria. Ooh, oh wow. Look at those. Look at you get the little thing in the, you got that little pattern in the center of the, it's just a little dollop of yellow. Whole inflorescence is fuzzy. It's a looker. It's a looker, man. Ooh, ooh, little strap leaves, like leather. Oh, you got some cattle egrets hanging out with the cattle over there, picking bugs off of them. They just flew away. Anyway, here's a cool one. Lacnanthes caroliniana. It's all done flowering, but it's a member of the family Haemodoraceae, which is primarily South African and Australian, the kangaroo paw family. Really cool family of monocots. And they're known for being fuzzy. You can see these fuzzy shits. You like the fuzzy shit? Nah, you sick fuck. I'm just kidding. I would never shame you for that. Haemodoraceae is a really cool family. It's got they're monocots, as you can see, from those flat parallel veined leaves. And yeah, man, a lot of the showy ass flowers. But this is an odd one. How'd it get here? There's only, I think, 2 species in this family in the United States. And this is one of them. You can see it's forming a nice stand on this nutrient poor sand. I'm drinking a fucking monster. Don't judge me. I need caffeine. There's no good coffee out here, you know. I'll be a fucking coffee snob. We got that Pontidaria in the back too. Ah! And we got one of the only temperate lineages of Melostomataceae. This is Rexia virginicus. Get those funky shaped anthers. This is a fun plant to draw. And then you got that white style coming down beneath. I believe these have feeder anthers and then fertile anthers. Buzz pollination. We got this guy, Tomatoblechnum. It's a species of blechnum. Look at the sori on there, releasing spores. Then got any sterile leaves? Yeah, there's a sterile leaf and a sporophyll. Erect. It's nice erect fronds. See that one? He's a little too fat. He's a little too fat to go into the tubes. You can't hide that one. He ain't gonna hide in tubes. That little cute one we saw could just go in a tube, not this guy. How deep is that? Look at the little aquatics. He's doing a great job of botany. He's doing some good aquatic botany. Oh, yeah, he's in there, man.